This is Tank's Vlog, April 15th, 2018, wrapping up the day in sports. It was a long night at Citi Field today. Not going to win, not going to go 161-1, so I guess it was a loss was going to happen eventually. But wish it wasn't the game I was at. But still, I met a lot of great fans out there. Took some pictures with people. It was always fun. Always great to meet the fans. Met the fans on the subway. I got to the one train, and of course, I have trouble standing on subway cars. So, luckily, a stoolie helped me out. Gave up his seat for me, so I had to thank them. And they asked for me to give them a shout out on my next vlog. So here's your shout out. But God, the worst part of it was the weather. I left my house, it was 78 degrees, so, hell, I didn't wear a jacket. By the time the second inning rolled around, the temperature must have dropped 30 degrees, and that wind made it felt like it was in the 30s. Oh, it was freezing out there, freezing! So I spent most of the game in the Foxwoods Lounge, which I hate doing. But still got to meet a lot of great fans, and Chase Anderson's a good pitcher. Brewers aren't a bad team, and hopefully Matt Harvey buckles down and fights it instead of just. But a 5-1 loss to a good team is not awful. It's supposed to rain on today, so maybe if they play today, we'll have Syndergaard on the mound and could still take this series, which is the most important thing, is winning series. But at 11-2, you just can't be too upset. The weather really, really sucked. And here's another thing, Citi Field. It's April. Can we please have all our April Saturday games in the day? That was so nice 2 weeks ago. 1 o'clock, start against the Cardinals. It's cold, but it wasn't that cold. I had my coat on and my jacket. But it was nice. The sun made it feel a little warm. Not the cold night. And nobody wants to see fireworks on April 14th. And do me another favor, Citi Field. Stop going to the New Jersey Transit rejects for your concessions, people. These concessions lines are getting ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, well. Yankees actually were rained out in Detroit. Red Sox continue to play red-hot baseball, crushing the Orioles 10-3. Nationals ended their skid, beating the Rockies 6-2. It was the Cardinals 6-1 winners over the Reds. Cincinnati, you do stink. The Cubs beat the Braves 14-10. Rangers rallied to beat the Astros in extra innings 6-5. The Phillies crushed the hapless Rays 9-4. The Pirates squeaked by the Marlins 1-0. The Angels beat the Royals with a massive home run from Mike Trout. The Padres beat the Giants 5-4. The Diamondbacks, despite some base running adventures, beat the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers despite some base running adventures 9-1. The Mariners squeaked by the Athletics 10-8. And there were weather outs and snow outs, and boy, I don't remember April this bad. As the Twins and White Sox and Indians and Blue Jays were unable to get their games in. NBA playoffs began on Saturday. Golden State Warriors, looking to defend their crown, went out and just utterly smacked around the Spurs, 113-92. Now the Warriors hoped they could get the return of Stephen Curry in the second round, but they got a big game tonight from Kevin Durant, who went 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. The Spurs are without Kawhi Leonard, who's making squeaks he might return, but it looks to me that the Spurs, who've made playoffs now 21 straight years, could be on the verge of their window being closed and having to start thinking about rebuilding. Elsewhere, the Toronto Raptors, who had lost 10 straight game ones, beat the Washington Wizards 114-106. The Sixers, who ended the regular season on a 16-game winning streak, came out and beat the Heat 130-103. And in the one lone game won by the road team was the New Orleans Pelicans, holding off a late charge by the Trailblazers 97-95. Got some big blocks at the end of the game. I mean, the Pelicans controlled that game all the way, but they looked like they got tight in the last few minutes, but they found a way to win the game 97-95. NHL. What can I say about the Devils? Very bad second period. Very bad second period. Keith Kincaid eventually got pulled today. Corey Schneider stopped all 10 shots, which is as many shots as Kincaid stopped, which is not a good thing, let me tell you. Maybe Corey Schneider gets to start Monday in Game 3 at home. But now the Devils are down 2-0 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who truly look like a team that could win the Stanley Cup. I mean, the Lightning if the Lightning play at their top level, there's not many teams that can beat them. And they've played at their top level so far. And today they beat the Devils 5-3. Another team that's also got a high ceiling is the Predators. They got themselves in a little bit of a shootout today. Back and forth game against the Avalanche. But in the end, they held on to win 5-4, and they have a 2-0 series lead. Oh, Toronto. Oh, Toronto. It's not a good sign when you're giving up 4 goals in the first period. David Pastrnak. Oh, David Pastrnak. Ooh, jeez. David Pastrnak just early thrashed the Leafs today. I mean, this is like they might as well call David Pastrnak the gardener, because he raked the Leafs today. 3 goals, 3 assists, youngest player in NHL history to get 6 points in the game. And a 6-point game. Oof. But the Bruins won the game 7-3, and the game wasn't even as close as the score says. I mean, the Bruins could have easily won that game by 10 goals. And out west, it was the Sharks beating the Ducks second straight time, 3-2. They've won both games in Anaheim, now come home with a 2-0 series lead. And we've seen this before for the Sharks. You know, when they win the 2 games on the road, they'll always lose the 2 games at home. So somehow, don't count out the Ducks. And our 3 stars of the day of, 6 points, David Pastrnak. No-brainer. Our second star is Anthony Davis of the Pelicans, who had 35 points, 14 rebounds, 4 block shots, and earning his first career playoff win. And Kevin Durant, who had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists to lead the Warriors as they look to begin their quest to repeat. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Antonio Cromartie, who's got 13 birthday phone calls from his children that are spread across the country in various locations. So happy birthday, Crow, you're 34. And we take a look back to 1958, when the now San Francisco Giants played the Los Angeles Dodgers in the first Major League game played in California. The Giants won the game 8-0 at Seal Stadium. Check the full story at Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Can't win them all. Good day.